Guess who? It's your mate Rogan. Welcome to our show. Now, on today's episode, we're going to be looking all about trees and all the different kinds of trees that we have here in Australia. So let's get into it. Now, just a bit of a warning for all you guys out there when you're around trees and looking at trees, being with the trees. One thing you should look out for is this fella right here. Now this guy might look like a little tucker, but he's very dangerous. What this kind of tree does is he's got a big root system coming out beneath his bellows there. And these roots will crawl out around you, and they'll come up, they'll grab you around your foot, and they'll pull you straight down, take you into the ecosystem yourself. So when you do see these fellows around, step lightly, look out for them, and treat them with a bit of respect, and you should be fine to keep looking around. Now today's episode's about something that's all around us, but a little bit less probably not known. You might see them every day and you don't even realise what you're looking at and what you're seeing. These guys are called trees. And they're similar to these ones you can see here behind me and all around. Now the word's pronounced trees. That's with a ch. Trees. You can say that all with me at home. Trees. In the future we're going to be talking a lot more about trees around in the world. As people start to realise that they're there and they're around us, they're going to be a lot more of a hot topic. Because there's a lot of things trees can do for us. For example, we got this fella behind us right here. Now this guy's bloody prickly. He's really hurting my hand. So if you wanted to feel a bit sore, you jump in, you let him spike you around, you get real sore all over your back and that. There's one use. Another kind of tree that we have here in Australia, one of my personal favourite kinds of all trees and one of the best, right here. Tree beer. Now they got the goodness of the tree, they've harnessed it into a bottle, they've squeezed him down. That's one whole tree in this bottle right there, and you can drink that and you can get yourself the goodness of a tree and a bit drunk at the same time. Now trees, just like the rest of us, they all come to the end of their time. These fellas right here, this one's the daddy stump and this one's the mummy stump over there. Now they've come to the end of their time, they've cooked themselves up, they probably had a hot dog off their head, probably had themselves their last meal, and then they've gone off to the nighty land. Off to sleep, you guys, to the other side. Now, hold on a minute. We've got something happen right behind you. Stay where you are. Got him! Look over here! Quick! Before we miss him. Have a look at this guy we've got here. Now, we call this tricky little fella the wandering stumpler. Now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get away, he's trying to get himself to the road, and he's trying to hitch himself a ride to a different part of the land, and to a different town maybe. Now, one thing about these fellas is it's very dangerous for them to go into a different ecosystem and to travel to a different place. So, what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to put this fella back where he came from and keep things as they should be. Now, one thing that's very important for all of us to remember and to know about with the trees is where did the trees come from? Well, if you have a look here behind me, you might be able to see this one here. Now, this tree is the daddy father tree. Now, he's been living there for a long time, for like hundreds of years, and he's got his chimney spout up the top, and every Christmas when Santa Claus comes shooting over the top of him, he knows it's been 1 year, and if everyone's been good, he shoots some tree seeds out, shoots them out the top of his stalk. They float down, and little parachutes come out behind their backs. They float down and go with the wind and come all out on the land. And that's how all the new trees, and we call them saplings, all the saplings come down with their parachutes and they land on the ground and begin a new day and a new tree life. So I say thank you to the daddy father tree for giving us the saplings and the other trees that we live around. Ha! I can hear about what you're thinking. You think that I've forgotten one, don't you? Well, of course I didn't forget it. One of the most kinds of the trees that are out there that we know a lot about, and that there is bush, also known as lots of trees. Now, they're all around us here. Be careful what we say about them, because they are outnumbering us by many to 1 and many to 2. So we just have a look at them and let them do what they do, which is be a tree. Something that might surprise you is that another thing about trees is they can also be man-made trees. Now, if you have a look down here, you've got this kind. We call these ones smell of the nose trees. Now, you can get them in all different kinds of colours. It's a tree and it's man-made. Sometimes it makes a shaky noise like a rattlesnake. And you shouldn't be scared of them though, because they're there to smell good for you and to be your friend. Now, this one you've probably been waiting for. It's one of the personal favourites I have of all the trees, kinds of trees. These fellas here, it's called a grass tree. Now we'll come and have a closer look down here at him. Here you see him down here. He's behind all this bigger fella grass. It's this stuff right here. It's a grass tree. Now, he's down there growing. He's trying to turn himself into a kind of wood just like his big mates, the tree, the other tree, and living the life of a tree down low's time, living down small land time. Okay, that's the end of another episode on our show. Now, I've had a lot of fun looking at all the trees and all the different kinds of trees that we do have around Australia, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you like this show and you like the episode, make sure you subscribe to our channel and like the video as well. Now, our next episode is going to be about a very interesting subject, and that one is beetles. We're going to be looking at all the different kinds of beetles that we have around Australia and all the things that they can do for us. Now, it's time for me to get my rest. It's time for me to go back where I belong with all our friends and fathers of the tree. So for you, Australia, I'll say good night. I'll say happy tree to you, Christmas tree, and whatever tree you believe in. And I'll see you on the next episode in time that I see you. Good night, Australia.